Hi, folks. Just giving you a quick overview of our college document requests form. These are the two biggest forms that really govern what your counselor will be submitting for you and when. But just so we're clear before we get there, throughout the application process, you're responsible for sending your college applications, your test scores. If you need to request the test scores from either a College Board or ACT, that is for you to do. If you qualify for a test waiver, please see Mr. Coleman. And then if you ever apply for scholarships, you need to submit those materials, okay? And it's depending on the program, how you submit those materials. Throughout all of this, your teachers are exclusively sending really their recommendation letter, and they're likely sending that through Naviance or directly to the institution website as needed, but generally through Naviance. Your counselor is sending everything else, your high school transcript, a secondary school report that gives a high-level overview of the class size and GPA trends in your class, the counselor recommendation if it's needed, the application fee waiver. Again, if you qualify for an application fee waiver via Common App, make sure you select that option in Common App. If you need a fee waiver otherwise, you can select that in the document request form that I'm going to talk about in a second. We'll send your course schedule. And then if you ever have scholarship information that you need us to send, we'll send that as well. Overwhelmingly, we send all of that through Naviance. If a college or university is in Naviance, that generally lets you know that we're going to be able to submit the materials directly to that school via Naviance. For the overwhelming majority, at least 95% of schools, that is indeed what your counselor will do. How do you request these materials? That's the important part. There are two forms, the college document request form and the scholarship document request form, and I'm going to show you both of those right now, okay? So this is the college document request form. This is what governs how your counselor will send your transcript, secondary school report, course schedule, application fee waiver if you get one, and their letter of recommendation. You cannot, each counselor has their own unique link. So you cannot share these across counselors or across caseloads because then materials may not get submitted. So you'll have to use your counselor's college document request form, and you'll submit it one time per college, okay? You'll put in your last name, first name, the college's name, the application portal that you use to apply, all right? You could have applied through Common App or Black Common App or the Coalition app or the institutional app, which really means the individual school has their own electronic portal that you submit it through. Just let us know, however, you submitted, or if on the off chance you had to send in hard copy materials. What deadline did you use? Early action, early decision, 1 or 2, priority, regular, etc. And here's where things get really, really, really specific. You got to make sure that you're following these due dates to get these forms submitted to your counselor. So for example, if you have any college with an application deadline on or before October 1st, you need to get this to your counselor by September 10th. On or before October 15th, but after October 1st, you need to get it to your counselor by September 30th. On or before November 1st, but after October 15th, by October 11th, and so on. The only thing to be mindful of is that if you have any schools due after December 1st, right? So really any schools due January 1st or before, or after January 1st, that whole wide range of schools between December 2nd and on, we really want you to submit your college document request form to us by December 1st for a few different reasons. The biggest one being we want to make sure we get your materials submitted in a timely manner, and we do not work over the winter break. So we want to make sure that if you've got anything due to us after December 1st, right, that you're getting this college document request form to us by December 1st, okay? And you can always ask your counselor any questions about this when you have your senior conference. You'll put in the application, so based on this, right, you'll put in the application deadline that you're using, okay? What is the deadline that the school has told you? Whether or not you want your counselor to write a letter for you. if you're waiving your FERPA rights to review that letter, okay? Keeping in mind that when it comes to FERPA, as we've mentioned in a prior video around letters of rec, that we will likely not be able to write for you unless you waive your rights, just because the FERPA authorization is an agreement between essentially the school and any college or university or scholarship program that you apply to, that the students, families, there will be no outside tampering or influence on the letters written by school staff, okay? You'll let us know what materials you need, and we'll ask you to just confirm that you understand that even though you might submit this form to your counselor weeks before your actual deadline, your counselor may not actually submit your materials until the actual deadline that you communicated above here. Okay? And if there's any other notes or any information that you feel that your counselor needs, please feel free to use that open-ended section at the end. That is the college document request form. Please keep in mind, though, that there is another form for scholarships, okay? And the scholarship form is very similar to the college document form. It's just talking about the scholarship programs that you may apply to. The deadlines and due dates are the same, okay? We just ask that we're a little bit more flexible with the scholarships. You know, if you have anything due after December 2nd, yes, we still want that by December 1st, but we will give you, if you ever have an emergent situation where you need to apply to a college or scholarship program and you miss the December 1st request form date, just give your counselor at least 2 weeks notice. Otherwise, we may not be able to submit it in time just because there's so many of you working with each individual counselor, and we want to make sure that we're spacing it out in a timely manner. But again, with the scholarship form, you'll let your counselor know what you need from them and if there's any additional information that they need in order to be able to submit the materials for you. And that concludes the overview of the college document request form and the scholarship document request form. And again, if you have any questions on either of those, make sure you let your counselor know. And one final note, if you are applying to colleges, universities through the NCAA or the NAIA programs, these are programs for athletes, and you need your transcript submitted in those portals, please see Mr. Coleman. All right, that is all for now, folks. Take care.